Salut survivors! Welcome back to SolutOdka channel and our ARA History Untold video guide series. Today we are diving into the secrets of city growth to give your cities the best possible start. Here is what we'll cover. First, the city growth basics. Learn how this game mechanics works from the ground up. Secondly, we'll compare the city health versus the city growth amenities and discover the key differences and get the results of my in-depth analysis, complete with assumptions and findings. I'll break everything down in a simple and easy to follow way. Use the timestamps to jump to the section that interests you the most, as usual. Ready to optimize your cities? Let's get started. Let's make sure that we are all aligned on the city growth. Here we have these two cities, one I just conquered, where there are not any single amenities, and one I had colonized recently with pretty good amenities. This way we can utilize it to compare both and understand the mechanics. So if we look at Ipswich, we can see we have a growth of 451 at the moment. It's a city tier 8 and it has a growth, as you can see here, base value 387 plus this city tier 8 parameter that sometimes changes, sometimes positive, negative. I'm not fully sure about that one. But it seems that when a city is really big, then you get a debuff for this. And cities at the beginning of the game, you always have this +5. So anyway, you get this base value, and then we can see here we have 5 farms. Each farm gives you +3%. Therefore, you get a resulting growth of 451. This is without any single amenities, right? So no specific buff. And this is without any benefits from a high health, right? Because if you have a high health, then you will get a city growth bonus. Okay, so let's compare Ipswich to New Salford. Here we have a similar growth, as you can see, 473, but the city is only at tier 6. So as a city at tier 6, the base value of the growth is quite lower, as we can see here, 190. However, in that city, I have the city tier 6 +5, as you can see, as usual. And then importantly, you have two types of buffs. One buff coming from the amenities. So I have here the preserved food with a +40 city growth, as well as city gourmet meals that gives you +30 city growth, accumulating to a total of +70 bonus, right? On top of this, I have a very high health, 90 health, that gives me +75% city growth. So in here, I am combining two bonuses. One bonus from the amenities, +70, and the bonus from the high health that gives me +50%, no, +75% in our case, that gives me +75% bonus and resulting in a value of +199.5. Now the city is very young, I only have one farm, so I get +3%, the +8, you can see from the irrigated farm number 21. Okay, so here is how growth works, right? So the food, once again I explained in the previous video, the food itself does not influence you positive growth, as long as you are positive in your food. If you have negative food, then you have zero growth whatsoever. But as long as you have positive food, then you get growth. What I find interesting to study here is that in Ipswich, I get 0 bonuses. No bonuses from amenities, no bonuses from health. In New Salford, I have big bonuses from amenities and big bonuses from a high health. So the purpose now in the step 2 is to compare these two bonuses through the analysis. Okay, so here we are at the table result of this analysis. I had to make several cases so that we can compare. So let me first explain the cases considered. One, we have the case A, which is when we have no bonuses from the city health. Case B is when we have a plus 50% city growth, assuming a city health quality of life of level 80, right? So case A plus 0%, case B plus 50%. Then, in terms of the city growth from amenities, we have the case 0 with no amenities, and then we have the case 1 where I assume to get a plus 55 city growth, which is equivalent to having a feast and a grain store. Okay, now from there we have then the case A with no bonuses from the city health bonus, the case 0 with no bonuses from the amenities. Then we have the case B0. The case B0 is when you are having a city health of 80 and above, meaning plus 50% city growth, but no amenities, no buff from amenities. Then you have the case B1, where you have also a city health above 80 and a plus 50% to your city growth. However, you also have amenities because the bonus from your city health applies to your growth base value plus your growth from your amenities. That's why we had to do in this study the case B0 and the case B1. And lastly, we have the case 1. Case 1 is when you have only the bonus from your amenities. You have no bonus from a positive bonus from your city health. Okay? Good. So that's our different cases. And we will compare the benefits from all of these versus each other. We don't compare them versus the growth-based value. This growth-based value depends on your city tier, and from my more in-depth study, now comparing multiple cities, it's not always the same, right? That's why right here it's indicative, and comparing different cities at identical tier levels, it would appear that the regions with the higher growth-based value are the cities with a higher regional food value, you know, the little apples you have in your regions. But it's indicative, so you have like a bracket, and whatever result you have, you need to consider that there is some degree of approximation. Anyway, as a result, what you can see here is when you look on the tiers of a city at the bottom of the chart, ranging from 1 to 10, then you have the growth bonus from amenities in the case A1, which is to have a flat plus 55 bonus all the way through. So of course you get a flat line here. Here it is, the green, flat plus 55. And at the very beginning, when your city is tier 1, 2, 3, that's the best. It's the best bonus. Then you have the cases B0 and B1, which is the cases with a city growth bonus thanks to your high city health quality of life. Of course, when you are level 8, 9, 10 in your city, well, the bonuses you get from there is really high, it's in several hundreds, and values a lot more than your amenities only. Therefore, what is very interesting here as a result of this study is that when your city is tier 4, the bonus of your amenities plus 55 is more or less equivalent to the bonuses from your high health. Now, the case here in red, the case B0 is a little bit artificial, but all this study is obviously artificial. It's a mathematical problem that I'm resolving here for you. So when you look here at the red curve, then this red curve in fact says that up to tier city level 5, it is better to get a bonus efficiency from your growth through amenities, and beyond a city tier 5, then you get more benefits from high health rather than from amenities. As I mentioned earlier, it's indicative, the baseline, therefore it's maybe plus minus 1 city tier, but really as a result we can say that up to city tier 4 you get the best from your bucks, from the bonus from your amenities. Beyond city tier 5 or maybe 6, then you get much better value from your investments if you have a high growth bonus. Now, of course, if you get both all the way through, it's the best. But if you are to optimize your design for your cities, then up to city tier 5 or 6, go for amenities with a high growth bonus. And beyond that, you can change your amenities to another type of amenities. And then you ensure to get a high city health in order to have a high city growth. Now, maybe it's interesting to have a sneak peek into another graph I did, this one, because here, as I mentioned, up to tier 5 or 6, let's say, it's good to get a city growth bonus. That's the feast and the grain store by default. Now, later on, you can get the gourmet meals, you can get the festival, you can get the preserved foods here that are pretty good, as you can see at the bottom of this chart. And then after that, when you're past this tier 5, 6 city, then you probably need to look at your city happiness, as I mentioned, your city health, and depending, maybe in the future, city prosperity. But that's more for another study. I think city prosperity is maybe more interesting for city tier 10, 12, 14. We need to compare more at that time. But result of this study is up to tier 5, you should get a city growth bonus very much in order to rapidly grow your city. And beyond that, go for a city health amenity type of bonus. Okay, great. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and you appreciate this analysis that I have made and shared with you. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think you will utilize this? And more importantly, let me know if there are more analyses of this kind that you would like me to make with you. On that note, let's toast to the like and subscribe buttons. I appreciate very much your support. Thank you for watching and see you in my next videos. Cheers.